ZVZ on Daybreak. It is our third map in this best of 3. One of those two players will advance to Kodes. It might be the Zerg player to the bottom left of the map.
SK Telecom T1 Su.
But it does not have to be him. It could also be his opponent. Starting to the top right with a win on map number 2 is the LJM Zerg player. It is
LJM Roshira.
Something I feel we have to talk about that just came to mind to me. We talked a lot about practicing Wings of Liberty and what it means if you have to play the up and downs. One thing that is true is that in 2 days, in about, I think it's 36 to 48 hours, the beta will go down, and there will no longer be practice available to anyone until the release of Heart of the Swarm. So that means that even though he's going to have to play Wings of Liberty a little bit longer, that might mess with his mind a little bit, no one is going to have that advantage extended further during this, I guess it's a 12-day period or so before release.
This is one of the really funny things, especially if you think about the tournaments that will run in Heart of the Swarm soon. There are a few of them. So a couple of players complained on Twitter about this issue, and they said like, well, I have a tournament that's going to be played when the game comes out right away, so how am I supposed to practice for that? In Wings of Liberty?
Well, that's the thing, like, that's what I was going to ask you. You know, if you were a pro gamer right now, and suddenly the beta is gone for 11 days, do you just play Wings of Liberty to keep your mechanics up, or do you try not to do it because you think it's going to mess with your ideas and your strategies?
I feel you just try to play Wings of Liberty as much as you can to keep the mechanics up
and watch a bunch of replays of other players, maybe from Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah, try to analyze replays, try to analyze VODs. That's probably the only thing that you really can do. But it's really tricky. It's not a comfortable situation for you to do.
I remember when the beta went down for Wings of Liberty for, I think it was even longer, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before release. I just played against the AI and just practiced builders. That's all I could do, because there was a hack out where you could play against the computer.
Oh, you know, back then for me the decision was an easy one. Back then I was still in Australia, so I just went to the beach.
Well, that is... I envy you. I didn't have a beach to go to, man. There's no beach in Atlanta.
No, it was awesome. That was still back in the days in Melbourne. I miss it.
I gotta go to Australia someday.
Oh, you should. It's a beautiful country, and you can do so much there. You can party, you can... there's a lot of stuff to see. It's really, really intense. But Australia is awesome. The funny thing is, like, most of the Australians don't even go to all the places where they could go, like Ayers Rock or the Three Sisters, or just go to 12 Apostles. All these things, you know, it's actually true for everyone. If you guys out there think about, and it doesn't matter where you live, if you think about which one of the sites that your country is famous for have you actually visited?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I was about to suggest that. Most people who live in a country don't check those sites out.
I actually met a guy from Egypt who had a house right in front of the pyramids, and I was really excited when he told me. He's like, I'm so annoyed by those things. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they steal my son every single morning when I want to drink my coffee. I'm like, are you kidding? There are people out there who would kill to have like a house right in front of the pyramids, but he was like, nope, not happy about it.
Well, he needs to cheer up. Well, Lucera goes for his trademark 2-link scout here, and this time he will not succeed in getting into the main. Sees the Baneling Nest on the low ground though, and he already has his own going up at home. Lucera's playing a much more usual ZVZ this time, not skipping the gas.
One Overlord. Oh my god. No. In the last second, the Overlord gets taken out. So far in this game, which gave us the chance to talk a little bit about sightseeing and other things, we had a very, very similar opening. None of those players did anything that was really surprising here. But now we have this one Overlord that is down. And this helps Lucera a lot because, once again, Su is supply booked. But he's being aggressive, which Lucera counters with his counter banelings.
Lucera is just... He's got to get these banelings up because he sees the Ling aggression now. I had to hold my breath on that one. Oh! Why did he not detonate? Lucera, press that X key, man. Oh, if you're using grid, I think it's F, maybe. I don't know what it is, but...
That could have been much worse for Su here, but as it is, the aggression of the Casper player has been thwarted for now. He's a little bit ahead in Harvesters, though. Something that Lucira is trying to make up for. And also here comes the +1 attack upgrade for Su a little bit faster. Also the Roach Roar now.
Lucira's also got a Ling Run.
Oh, sorry, Lucira is getting the upgrade and he's getting the Roach Roar. And Su is the one who goes into the Latic.
Nice wall here by Su. Excellent decision making. His drones are going to be a little bit vulnerable for just a few seconds. He loses one. But having that queen wall there means that he does not lose any of his queens, and Lucira also does not scout his lair. Oh, well, unless he does this, in which case Lucira does get in and see the lair. And Lucira is controlling his banelings here.
Those banelings could actually go in.
Need to get out of here, and they do. He gets the larva, and nothing much else.
Can't kill too much here. Takes down 2 Harvesters, that's about it. But it was really trying. The thing is that Lucira lost quite a few Harvesters. Yeah, no, he actually didn't lose them, but he now built a lot of structures and did not build as many Harvesters as Su, which
he
puts
lost
him behind.
them in larva. He was using his larva for other things, and he was also making, you know, for example, a spine crawler at home, which counts as a drone. And Lucira is mining weirdly from his gases. Naturally, he's got no drones in one and 2 in the other. He did open the game with 2 drones and gas instead of 3. Just kind of some different Lucira styles coming through.
We have one big difference in this match, which we didn't have in the last 2 games. We have a massive upgraded lead for Lucira in CVC. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if you look at when the +1 attack timing has been started for Su, this is like a significant timing window that Lucira has where he could hit.
Lucira also has this very important information about his opponent's third. This is something that he may decide to use. He has 2 options because you can see how new this third is as well. He could simply start his own third now, which won't be that far behind, or he could put some heavy aggression on. It looks like his choice is going to be take his own third.
Here comes the third base for Lucira. He's also going into the infestation pit, as is Su. Lucira a little bit later. And he does not start the second attack upgrade.
Yeah. He's going into infestation pit instead.
There it is,
yeah. So missing a few seconds, but not too big of a deal. I like this, trying to deny his opponent's creep spread to the third. Just little things like this, these subtle movements.
What I don't like is that Lucira is really heavily supply blocked. He was at 76 or 76 a second ago, and he only realized it when it happened. This is why we have 5 Overlords now building for him.
Those are what I like to call the Lucira Overlords, man. He always makes 5 whenever he realizes it.
Those are the panic Overlords. Yeah. That's always when you realize what's happening, you hit the panic button, you hit B, and then there's like...
Well, he gets in here, sees his opponent's infestation pit, which is important to know.
Also gets into the main
Wow,
base.
yeah, I'm actually a bit surprised he was able to get in there. Just those 2 lings have the magic touch.
They're the Forest Gums of Zerg.
Yeah, Gallipoli right there. Oh, look at that.
Sneaky. Yeah, I like it. He's burying them. I think Su realized it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, even if he does realize that this is going to be an annoyance for him, he, in fact, right now does have 2 Overseers, but I must not have known this is... He's got an Overlord right there. Is he not going to see this? He's so focused on the attack he's about to do right now. I don't think he knows, man.
Don't tell me he didn't see that.
He's so focused on this attack, he has those units selected right now. And
Wolf! He doesn't see it! He does not see it! Boom. Oh my god, that's 5 Harvesters right there, 9 in total. But first of all, Lucira has to deal with the aggression coming out of Su, and he will.
I think he should, yeah. He actually chases it back and will catch a few of these roaches. Nicely done by Lucira. And he's going to have +2 much faster.
We don't have speed, right? Su doesn't have speed. Or does he?
For some reason, I can't tell. He does.
Okay, then his roaches were just walking funny.
He had them pathed in a weird way. They were going diagonally, whereas Lucira's were going in a straight line.
He took down like at least 3 of them, and I was like, wow, it doesn't not have speed, but then, okay.
Well, at this point, Lucira is going to hit the third base of his opponent with +2 finishing up. I think he's going to wait a few more seconds, not only for his reinforcements, but for that +2. Even having these Banelings is going to help him out quite a lot.
He is behind Harvesters. He has to be careful with what he... sorry, not in Harvesters. He's behind overall supply, which means especially army supply. He has to be a little bit careful
here. He does not have Infestors.
But he has the +2 attack upgrade, and this helps him quite a lot. Now he's ahead in upgrades. He has a few roaches in his opponent's main base. Lucira could do a lot, but in overall supply, and especially in the roach count, he's behind.
Now, I feel the biggest problem for this aggression is that his opponent's Infestors are just shutting him down time after time. Fungals again here, does too much damage, and now his roaches cannot move. He's immobilized, and Su with a great defender's advantage here.
Yeah, not enough units for Lucira. He has a much smaller force.
Yeah, you know, he felt he could hit this timing, but it just did not work out because of the Infestors. Now he's going to lose these roaches to the main. The Overseer finds them.
Lucira has to be really careful here. At first things were really good, but now with this attack, kind of overextended himself a little bit.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous, especially since Su's now suddenly 40 supply ahead. Even though he is behind in upgrades, this is really significant.
Losira needs to now turtle up and try to catch up in supply. Get those infestors out. Hope he can use that energy advantage he'll have from the fresher infestors while trying to maybe go for run-bys as he's doing to the north here. Losira is actually really good at run-bys and burrow tactics like we've seen him do already in the main base twice. But he's going to have to hold this counter push first. Here comes that run-by to catch the queen and maybe that infestor.
Talking about twice, Su actually has 2 times the amount of roaches that Losira has. Maybe now with the spine crawler and with the position here at the choke where he can funnel over and over again, maybe this is exactly the moment that Losira needed.
Exactly. This is what the best he could hope for. All the fungals are really connecting here, and Su at trouble in his third base, but it looks like he has enough to push through all of his roaches on low health, but it doesn't matter, they're still doing the damage. He's up 30 supply here. Losira is pulling the drones right now.
Losira still has an an attack upgrade advantage, and now he's moving in. He has even more units. He has all those infestors. Can he fungal his opponent's units? Nope. The roaches are now trying to chase down the infestors. Actually, Losira doing in this fight quite well and closing the gap in supply. Really well done.
And he's going to take out one of these infestors. Does not get 2. Remember, Losira is ahead in harvesters at 66 to 56. He's 10 harvesters up with this little third base run by.
And he is still ahead in upgrades, even though Su's +2 attack upgrade now finished. He is on +1 armor.
Yeah. Losira is going to use the burrow upgrade as well to heal his roaches. That's another upgrade that Su just simply did not research.
He took an armor, a supply lead. Only for a few seconds, but he had it, and now he is in a position where he can defend. He has more harvesters, as you already pointed out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only thing Losira could hope for. Now he's going to have a flank here, saying some infested Terrans down. This is Losira's moment. Can he seize upon the opportunity with the better upgrades here and also the flank?
He's getting a lot of those infestors, but as he has the roach numbers, he's already ahead in overall supply, and he has the roaches. He has this upgrade advantage, and he's using it.
The infested Terrans helping out quite a bit here as well. Su just barely does not have enough. He's going to have to retreat.
Exactly, the roaches of Su are actually like really annoyed. They are like, this is unfair, you have 1 armor upgrade more. And Losira is just looking at me like, yeah, what are you gonna do, Sumi?
Yeah. I like that one. I feel Losira has just, he did exactly what he needed to do. Wait for Su to make a mistake and have his infestors ready, because he knew he had the energy advantage. His opponent's infestors were used in the defense. He also had a small run by, but it was just enough to do the economic damage that allows Losira to now overwhelm his opponent in supply, and Su is in trouble. He's making a macro hatch right now. He's trying to take engage. Not enough energy on this infestor. He has to turn around and fight.
And here comes Losira trying to go in. Can he get those fungals off that he needs? He's ahead in supply, and he can take this game. Oh, path and mistake for Su, losing even more roaches.
Yeah. He's actually just waiting for the fungals, Losira that is. He's got 5 infestors with this army. Their fungals are almost ready. A few of them just now opening up here.
Losira has to channel his inner life now, and he's doing it. He's taking out another infestor, and those infestor numbers are getting really important. Su is on his way to be even in upgrades with Losira, but the Zerg player for LGIM is now 30 supply up, and he's building this bank that will allow him to reinforce.
Yeah, and Losira just having that burrow upgrade allows him to get his roaches back up to full health, something that Su has not been able to do. So many of his roaches low on hit points here. He has a defender's advantage though, and Losira has to avoid making the same mistake Su did that got him into this position in the first place, which is attacking up into that choke point in between the destructible debris.
The third base is really important now. The fourth is now building for Losira, but everything centers around Su's attempts to take the third base to just save it. Here comes the LGIM player though. He's moving in with all those roaches, catching a fungal and taking out the macro hatch already. Can Losira take it? Can he win it? Can he go back to
Great
grass?
fumbles. He hits not only the roaches but also the drones here. Infested Terrans being dropped, but Su, I feel, is going to be able to push this back.
Su has the better position, and he had a great position and was using the fungals to pin Losira down, but now he's losing quite a lot here. Losira on his way to get the +2 armor upgrade, and he's reinforcing again, using this bank that he has been building up.
He has a 4th base finished up now as well, which he's been long distance mining, using his extra drone saturation.
Oh, the queen! Oh, he's getting the queen, and this will definitely help him. The production of Su is now in trouble.
Su has 1 larva right now. Losira has 6 with a bunch of hatcheries about to hatch larva from those injects. And the macro hatchery of Su was killed as well. Lucira has the 4th base with gases, both of them saturated. He will be able to remax in a matter of moments. This is why Su has to attack now. He knows about the 4th base. He's seen it with his overlords. He knows that Lucira used a lot of infested Terran energy. Can he kill this base? He needs to. He needs to accomplish something here.
I actually think if Lucira doesn't make a huge mistake, he's done it already, Wolf.
Absolutely.
He's on his way to get the +2 attack armor upgrade, and that will already give him an edge. He has the better amount of infestors. He has 12 to 5.
Yeah.
And this is just looking so good for him.
4th base, much better saturation, of course, with an even better worker count. And those 2 drones, or rather 2 roaches that were bird in the main, are going to kill. Well, there's not much left to kill there, I suppose, but it's still very annoying for Su.
Yeah, it definitely is annoying. And here we go again. We have this defense set up, this time for Lucira, not for Su. He's the one going into the Hydralisks now. He has the tech. He has all the cards in his hands. This is a game that Su, in my opinion, cannot win anymore. It's a game that Lucira has to lose.
Exactly. Only Lucira has the power to give Su the victory here. He has, like you said, all the cards. He's got the Hydralisk thing. He's got the 4th base. His opponent is long distance mining. He caught an infestor. The infestor count now 12 to 4.
We have the upgrade ready. The upgrade for Lucira is ready. He's on 2-2 against
Su
2-1.
cannot afford any more upgrades. He has no money.
Yeah, and look at this bank. This bank is sick. And he has also so many lava. He has 27. He can max out right away.
Lucira is... He sent those 3 roaches in to scout for a 4th, and he wanted to lose them so he can make Hydras, so he can remax the better army that's a little bit more varied.
Lucira will be happy to see this 4th base attempt of Su. What he's going to do now, he's going to get a lot more Hydralisks. He will get rid of a few of his drones with the Spine Crawlers. Then he can max out an army supply. He's waiting for his range attack, and then he's probably going to move in and take it.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. That's what we're going to see from him. Su wants to force the engagement first and a better position for him. But that's going to be hard to accomplish considering Lucira's infestor count right now. If he catches these roaches, the game will end. Su cannot fight here. Oh, part of the roaches are already being caught. Su needs to split his army in 2 different directions, and Lucira can crush either one he finds.
Yeah, Lucira is definitely the one who can take it and end this game, even though Su heads now into his second armor upgrade. Here we go! It's time for the bundles! It's time for Lucira, but he's clumped up!
Yeah,
and he's being bundled by his opponent!
And Su with a much better concave here. He's got the Crescent, in fact, right now.
Oh my god.
Lucira, though, remaxing instantly, but this is the best that Su could hope for. Can he deal with the infested Terrans? Will he be able to save his 4th? It certainly looks like it. But Lucira, with those 37 roaches that are coming out right now, he even saves his Hydras, pulls him back here.
Lucira with a horrible engagement, but he has the bank, or he had it, he just used it completely. He has to take it now. Su got a good engagement there, and this is exactly the problem we talked about. If Lucira messes things up, then Su could certainly still win it, but even now, we have Lucira with the 60 supply lead, and he is ready for attack number 2.
Yeah, attack number 2 is going to be a little bit weaker without the power of those infestors and the defender's advantage for Su here at the bottom of the ramp. But Lucira, does he have enough roaches?
Lucira still has the upgrade lead. No +2 armor for Su. Here comes Lucira, and it looks like he's going to take it. Still a 50 supply lead for the LGIM Zerg player. Su is dropping in supply. He doesn't even try to save all those infestors. Now he runs away.
He's got nowhere to run, though. Lucira is on the chase. He's on the hunt, and he takes them out one by one. He's up 60 supply. GG!
Su takes game number 1, but it is Lucira who takes the best of 3. He wins game 2 and 3, is now back in Codes.
One of the best DBZ series I have ever watched. That was really enjoyable. Lucira just taking the better choices in game number 3, getting that 4th base up earlier, keeping the constant aggression on his opponent, using that burrow upgrade. And then at the end, he took poor engagements, but he was so rich, it just didn't matter. With the sheer numbers he had with that second wave, Su didn't have the larva. With all the queens he lost, with all the drones he lost, he just could not compete with the macro of Lucira there.
That was really well done. But in the end, actually, I was really scared. When this fight happened and he dropped in supply like in Madman, I was like, oh my god, this could get close. The bank really what saved him here. And also, the foresight to get all these lava out. We had it so many times that a Zerg player just has the bank and suddenly he realizes, well, I don't have the lava, I can't remax, and then everything spirals out of control. But not so Lucira. He takes the game, makes it happen, and is back in Codes.
Yeah, just an insanely well thought out, well planned series that we had. Just then, I mean, he was playing the perfect game, essentially, taking good defensive engagements. That one defensive engagement he had where his opponent tried to attack, he knew, I have to turtle now, I have to get my infestors up.
he was behind in this series for a long time. It was actually Su who had a bit of the initiative, but Lucira defended very well, took a couple of good engagements, but brought him back into the game, and then he knew exactly how to play it. Lucira goes to Kodesh, Su goes to the up and downs, where he has a really good chance. I feel he's still very, very strong, and I can't wait to see him in the up and downs. But now we are heading into our next game. We have a Protoss versus Zerg. We have Shine, Samsung Khan's Shine, up against Skrill, new LGIM player. So guys, in 5 minutes we are having game number 3 before we head into Flash versus Rain, which is going to be the 4th game of the day. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.